Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Rest of the Story. Today, we'll take you inside the heart of Haryana's Jat politics. Why is Dushyant Chautala not a part of the NDA? Is this really a divorce by intention or is there some grand strategy behind this? Let's take you deep inside that story. The alliance between the BJP and Dushyant Chautala-led Jananayak Janata Party is now over. At the outset itself, the alliance was one which was based on huge contradictions. Manohar Lal Khattar, one of the only two non-Jat chief ministers of the state. The other one being Bhajan Lal, right since the inception of Haryana. To be honest, folks, this alliance between the two parties has been on the brink now for the last 1 year, if not more. Dushyant Chautala in 2014 was on a high when he defeated Kuldeep Bishnoi and became the youngest MP at the age of 26. The great-grandson of the original farmer leader, Chaudhry Devilal, educated from a top American university, was supposed to be a breath of fresh air, the new face of Jat leadership in Haryana. Both BJP and Dushyant now want to contest on all 10 Lok Sabha seats in Haryana. Initially, Dushyant wanted 2, but the BJP was unwilling to give him those 2 seats. Dushyant and his father Ajay Chautala believe that they are the ones who can now command a major chunk of over 20% Jat votes in Haryana. How is that going to be possible, given that the BJP has all 10 seats in the bag right now? In 2019, Pulwama was a hot button topic. The Jats in Haryana came out to support BJP despite farmer protest crisis being at its peak. So what's the problem now for the BJP? Narendra Modi and Amit Shah are essentially trying to follow a model which they had created successfully in Uttar Pradesh earlier as well. In the biggest Indian state, for far too long, the view was that the OBC vote was with Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party. It took Modi Shah to create a non-Yadav OBC vote base for the BJP to convert UP into a mini fortress for itself. Something similar now being attempted in the state of Haryana. Let's look at some numbers. Before 2014, the BJP was a bit and pieces player, a marginal player in Haryana's politics. It only won double-digit seats in the state once in the 1996 elections. But the 2014 assembly election became a huge turning point in Haryana's politics. The BJP pulled off a miraculous victory, 47 out of 90 seats. It increased its vote share to 33.3%. As per the voting pattern analysis of the 2014 elections by well-known agency Lokniti, BJP's victory was based on its success in consolidating support amongst the upper castes and other backward classes. Its vote share amongst Jats was only 17% even in that election. In 2019 assembly elections, it increased its vote share by 3%, clocking a total vote share of 36%. But it clearly fell to strategic voting by Jats in favor of Bhupinder Singh Hooda-led the Congress Party, the JJP and INLD of the Chautala clan. In comparison to Lok Sabha in the same year, its vote share came down from a high of 58%. One reason why, in the assembly poll that year, BJP's Jat stalwarts like State Cabinet Minister Captain Abhimanyu, O.P. Dhankar, former Union Minister Birendra Singh's wife Prem Lata, the then State BJP President Subhash Barala, everybody ended up on the losing side. In Haryana, out of 90 assembly segments, there are 37 constituencies where the Jat population is more than 25%. These are mostly in the western and eastern parts of the state, which have naturally become Jananayak Janata Party support base. BJP support bases are now mostly in the northern parts, with large populations of Punjabi community, Banya community, Brahmin community, and in southern areas with Gurjars, Ahirs, and the OBCs. The Indian National Lok Dal's base earlier was across the state, but now is restricted only to the western part. Congress support base, in comparison, it may be in pockets, but it's still a statewide entity. So it could perhaps also be possible that Dushyant Chautala and BJP are both wanting to contest separately to cut into the Congress's vote base, and hence this divorce that we're seeing right now. Out of 6,200 odd villages of Haryana, bear in mind that there are over 2,000 villages with a high concentration of Jat voters. The BJP's ploy is to ensure that it consolidates its position in other communities. The other important question to look at is quite simply this. Is the BJP, which has gone in for Jat leadership in other neighboring states like, let's say, UP, where Bhupinder Chaudhary is the state president, or in Punjab, where Sunil Jakhar is the state president, can that be a sufficient alibi for not being able to attract a major chunk of Jat voters in Haryana, certainly in the assembly elections? That question is what is at the heart of this entire political turmoil which is taking place in Haryana right now. It is also quite possible that in the Lok Sabha, if Dushyant Chautala was to do well post-counting, he could come back to the NDA fold. In the assembly elections, if the BJP still requires Dushyant Chautala, there is nothing that tells us that the two sides could not come together. And what is also to tell us that can Dushyant Chautala not strike a deal with Bhupinder Singh Hooda as well? Much like Maharashtra, where all bets are open on all sides, the state of Haryana, it appears, is also headed in that direction, where all bets will be open for all sides. Well, that's it then on this edition of Rest of the Story. On the road to 2024, we'll keep giving you critical insights about critical states and critical players. If you have been, thanks so much for watching. You can send us your feedback on our Twitter page or on our Instagram page, squirrels.in.